Hi, students. Hello, all dear students. How are you out there? I hope you are as fit as fiddle. Okay, so welcome to English class today. All right, and I would like to give thanks to IU Academy for giving us this opportunity to share and also to inspire the students out there. All right, and this is actually a free class, free English class for all of you, and you don't really have to even pay a dime. So we hope that you can keep on supporting us, and of course that we really hope that you'll be able to join us. And of course, we teachers, we know that you have hectic schedules out there, all right, because now you have physical classrooms, you need to attend physical classrooms, you have a lot of homework to do. And you know what, you are awesome. For those who are here, I would like to give a shout out to you. So please you know just introduce yourself, all right, in the comments, all right, so that we can give you a shout out. And we really excited to share what we have with you. And as you can see here, we have a new face here. So I'm sure that you're asking, you're curious, who is this guy over here, right? So this is my ex student from SMK Sultan Yusof, or SYS. Okay. All right. Without further ado, I would like to share his slides. Okay. Just wait for a while. Okay. So these are actually, some of his slides. Um, Wait, let me share from the beginning. Okay, I hope you can see the slides. Okay, so who is this guy? All right, as you can see on the slide, who is this guy? Okay, wait. Let me find the link first. Um, where is the link? Use here. Okay, please wait for a while. I'm a bit slow here. Okay, I need to check two screens. All right. So please give a round of applause to our speaker here. All right. Special speaker from this Taylor's University. Okay. Currently, he's doing his Bachelor of Laws. All right. In this Taylor's University. Okay. And I would like to share some of his monumental achievements. All right. Uh, he is actually the best WEC candidate in SYS, and he got curriculum award recipient. All right, and he also obtained the fifth best essayist in Malaysia. All right, in Form 6 category. Okay, that's national level. All right, so these are some of his monumental achievements. All right, so I think it's actually the right time for me to invite him, all right, to share how to excel in your English. Okay, because some students, they keep on asking me how to excel in English, how to improve English, all right, how to be better in English. So it's better for me to invite someone who is close, all right, to you. And he is just like your brother, okay, who is close to you, and who just experienced the MUET exams, all right, and now facing the uni life. So if you have any questions, you can just ask. I have two screens here. I try my best, okay, to relay your messages to him. Okay, so I think without further ado, I'll pass the stage to this Isaac. Yes, Isaac. So
Right.
you may go on now.
Right. So hello everyone. Greetings to teacher and those who are present here today. So my name is Isaac, and I will be giving you perhaps like a short information regarding how to be a good speaker, how to particularly ace in your speaking test, because honestly, it is a very important component which you will carry forward. Not just post Moet, but throughout your life as you empower yourself in speaking the language. So honestly, I would say that even my speaking abilities, I wouldn't say it's flawless. I would say that everyone makes mistakes when it comes to speaking, and that there will always be room for improvement. So take your time. No matter what people say about English, some people will say just speak in the broken English and all. It's okay. Always seek the room for improvement. Try to find new words. Try to analyze how are your sentences being constructed. How do you speak? How are your pronunciation functioning? Are you speaking in a proper manner? So you have to take all this into account. Um, Personally, I was part of the MUET exam back in 2022, if I'm not mistaken, and I scored a band 5. Uh,
Yeah.
I think it's involving 312 out of 360. But the thing is, I think I'm very aware that the MUET format that you guys are going through now is absolutely different, and that there's much more comprehensive tasks being given. But regardless, one thing remains the same, and that is the ability to speak. I'm aware as well that you guys have two parts, which is particularly very, very different from mine, I suppose. But at the same time, you all have to be able to speak confidently, regardless. You all have to like say to yourself, I can do it, I can speak in the proper manner, and that I can convey my message, and that the person who is opposite of me can understand and discern what I'm trying to say. So that is what speaking works. And at the same time, you have to understand that this is absolutely beneficial to you. Like right now, I am a university student at Taylor's University, so I understand that for those who are taking MUAT, and for those who would probably, when it comes to this trajectory, you'll be going to government universities. There too, you need to speak English. You cannot run away from English, and that you have to speak. It is a skill that you need to master. So I believe that no matter what, try to enhance yourself. There is always a space where you can think about your opportunities to improve yourself. Even right now, sometimes I realize that I make errors when I speak. I am aware of it. And what do I do is that I fix it. I may repeat the same mistake again. It is okay. You are learning, and learning is a phase in life, honestly. And at this point, I am still trying to learn new words, because there are like myriads of words out there in the world of the English language. We need to learn. We cannot conquer every single word. Like when one person says this word, oh, I know this word, and when another dude says a different word, you know that word. No, there comes a time you would need to open the dictionary, or moreover, you may need to take out Google Dictionary and start understanding the words. That is what I'm doing here, basically, as I'm a university student at Taylor's University. Basically, when it comes to the course of law, English is required, like from A to Z, it is required, and that I have to master. Personally, I feel that for those who are intending to take law, I'm sure that there are many who are interested to be a part of this course. You all may need to understand that you require a band 5 in MUET for this, and I assure you that speaking is something which is very, very integral and critical for you. So yes, when it comes to law, for instance, right? So same goes to other courses for those who are interested in business, and etc. You need to understand that when you speak personally, when you go to university, you need to present. You need to talk to your lecturers. You need to meet new people. You need to start events. You have to organize this and that. You need to speak. Um, it is basically another way of stepping outside of your comfort zone, because you need to know that when you are speaking your native language, like you're speaking Bahasa, and you feel very having that inferiority, like I can't speak English, I'm really scared. But you should be brave in speaking. Don't be scared. Don't care about what people might say about your language. Feel free to stand up, rise like a phoenix from the ashes, I would say at times, and just speak as much as how you are capable of. So yes, when it comes to the slides, I presented a very short slides actually, and that is it involves how you should prepare for the speaking exam.
Mm-hmm.
So the slides that I prepared here are basically very simple, brief, concise. It may not touch regarding your format, but it is somehow something which could be helpful for you in preparing for your speaking exam. You may know that certain tips that I'm trying to offer here perhaps might be very beneficial to you, and that you may utilize it in speaking better for your speaking exam. So, teacher, the next slide.
Okay, we have an audience here. Okay, Simon Lee. He says that law is not an easy course. That's what he said. Lee Simon. Okay, he's actually a
He
loyal.
isn't as
Every Tuesday, definitely we will see, his name appears. So thank you, Lee Simon. All right, so I have to move on to the next slide, right? Yeah, I do agree with Lee
yes,
Simon.
teacher.
Okay, law is not an easy course, right? You have to learn a lot of words. You have to learn how to communicate, how to be persuasive. All right, communication skill is very important, isn't it, in this course? Am I right, Isaac?
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
absolutely, 100%
yeah.
spot on.
Um, okay. Can you see the next slide?
I don't think so at the moment. I think I can't.
Okay, wait. Um, okay, I go to the next slide. Not sure what is happening from the current slide. Okay, so this is the second slide. Okay, so Isaac took
Yes,
his time to prepare slides for you. So I really hope that you all will take note. All right, and please listen carefully. And I hope that you take heed of his advice. Okay, so the second slide. Sorry to interrupt.
yes. So as I stated initially, basically the slides is very simple, but I hope that you can understand and it is tangible that something might shine bright for you, that you feel that you can apply this in enhancing your speaking abilities. So this is some of the tips that how you should prepare for your speaking test. So the first one is familiarize yourself with the structure of the test. So basically, I do not know about, once again, I have to emphasize that I do not know about the structure of the speaking test of the current MUET exam, the format. But during my period, the format was something which I have to familiarize myself. Whereby when I go to the speaking test, right, when I enter the room with my other testmates, I shouldn't be like shocked or perhaps find it very perplexing that I do not know what this is,
Mhm.
because from my own experience, I felt that teachers back in SYS, they taught me really well on how do I need to familiarize myself with with the test, how the questions work. We practiced a lot, and I hope that other schools are doing the same, because it is very, very important. It is absolutely necessary, because you would like to avoid a sense of awkwardness at the test center. So the next one would be improving your vocabulary. So vocabulary means, personally, is just learning new words, I would say. Always remember that no matter what, English is a very, very broad language, and you all need to learn more words. You can't be simply holding on to basic words. So that will not improve your uh, level of expertise. Personally, in my opinion, when you are at the level of B2, you need to learn new words to actually speak like a C1 prospect, a C1 candidate. So this is aligned with the CAFR standard of how you evaluate a particular candidate in terms of speaking, I would say. So when it comes to the terms in the context of vocabulary, right, you need to learn new words. Don't take your time to actually open a dictionary, perhaps. Don't feel that it's time wasting. Just try to learn new words. You know, sometimes when this word strikes you, just write down and check the meaning. I have a book here which I write the meanings of a word that I do not understand at all, and I write sorry, a new word which I found, which I'm not so familiar at all. and then I write the meaning beside it. So sometimes I try to memorize. Maybe perhaps, let's say, one day I memorize two words. So basically, when you memorize, it's stuck in your head. So you can use these words. Perhaps when you, not just for the speaking test, actually, when you actually speak to a person, when you meet someone, you can use these words instead of using the basic words that you're aware of. So don't feel that, don't get yourself limited to the words that you're holding on to right now. For instance, I say, I some examples that I can give is like the word worldwide. We know worldwide is global, basically around the world. But nowadays I use the word ubiquitously. Some people won't be familiar with this word. What is this guy talking about? What is ubiquitously? But it is also a synonym to worldwide. How do I learn all this? Because I note down. I find new words. I explore. Especially when I'm studying law, I need to learn new words. And this skill is very important because you can expand your idea on what word, a particular word, you can apply as you speak. People will be like, wow, he knows what he's talking. He knows what words to apply in his sentence, and he makes the sentence much more complex. So that is how you should do. So next is being aware of your grammar. Now, I believe this part is something I would say it's rather difficult. Sometimes, we are aware of how the order works, how the structure works, but then we ourselves have the tendency to speak it in the wrong manner. It is totally understandable. Sometimes even when I speak, I'm also like thinking, oh, did I say it wrongly? Did I like say it in the most I would say very wrong format. Even sometimes, when you stutter, when you speak, you just do not know what you're saying, and then it is somehow wrong. But it's okay. Like I said initially, there's always room for improvement. So try to learn the proper way to speak correctly in the correct format. So I think this is I'm not much of a expertise in linguistics. I think because it's more to like how you understand the language, how does it work, how do you apply, when do you put the nouns and verbs. It cannot be messy. There is a special way. And honestly, go to the net, try to find. You may know how to use it in the correct way. For instance, sometimes something which is a mistake which is very familiar with certain students, I would say, regardless of any student, is that they do not know when to apply past tense, present tense, future tense, and all that. Sometimes, they get confused. When they use the word did, they use the same past tense again, which is, it's wrong. I am always observant in how some people speak, and that you can see it is very clear, crystal clear, that they are making a mistake. But at the same time, even I myself make those mistakes at times. So it is okay, but always be aware, always be extra cautious when how you speak. you know Sometimes don't speak too fast. Sometimes I admit I do speak very fast, maybe due to being anxious or nervous. Especially when you go for the speaking test, you start to be very scared because you see the examiners there, and then you start to shiver. What should I talk? What should I talk? It is okay. It is fine. It is completely normal. But try to control your emotions. Try to control your mindset as you speak. I remember during my speaking test, I was very scared. Although I was confident in speaking, when I see the environment, my ambience was filled with the examiner at the side, and then my friend staring at me at the opposite table, I was like, what the heck is going on here? And I do not know what to do. But then I started to get how to say, adaptive over the area. Okay, let me just consider this as a normal environment, like I'm talking to my friends. Okay, basically, yeah, the testmate who was opposite of me, yes, he was my friend. So I tried to, like, okay, basically I think I'm just talking with my friends at the mama shop, or maybe at school, a round table discussion. So that's how I started to be adaptive. I start to see my environment and try to regulate myself in the surroundings. So finally, I still remember my one experience during my speaking test was, I think this is very, very weird. I never heard of anyone sharing the same experience with me. I do not know. The examiner asked me a question for my speaking test, which I found very, very, I would say, weird lah. I would say it's very, very weird because my topic was regarding keeping pets, and that I did not know what to talk. At one point, your mind becomes very saturated. You will feel like, oh, what should I add again now? What should I talk? If you say the same word, you will sound repetitive. You wouldn't know what to say. So I started talking about dogs, about a pet dog which I found on Instagram. He's a very big social media influencer with 3 million followers on Instagram, a golden retriever. And I started mentioning the name of the dog. So basically, I could expand the idea. In other words, I could make my speaking period, my duration longer. And that she asked about the dog. Okay, what dog is this about? Can I have the Instagram? So I do not know whether it was publicity or what, but then you have to be aware on how you can speak. You need to know what to say. You need to be, how to say, comfortable. Just be cool, be normal. I know it's not easy. I understand because I was in your shoes. I know. And for me, it is just a matter of being calm, and that you can do it at the very end. So another one is create a structure of your own in speaking. So basically, this is a formula which I started, which I applied during my speaking, and it was involving PEE. So this is something my Muay teacher didn't teach me, but she did help me a lot in speaking, and that it involves P point, which is the point, what you want to use, the main point in speaking. What is the topic regarding perhaps the factor, perhaps the cause, perhaps the effect, solely up to the topic, and that you have to elaborate the point, which is the subsequent E, right? And then finally, an example. Say an example. Don't once you elaborate, you are completely clueless with what to say. Give an example, and this is the best part about example. Like I mentioned about the golden retriever, the dog I mentioned earlier, that was my example. Basically, just be calm. You can also talk about yourself. Perhaps you have encountered something which is similar to the topic, so you like, oh yeah, I think this topic is something in relation with me. I can perhaps talk about my personal experience. So basically your duration of speaking becomes much longer, and then you will get higher marks. That is how I believe they will examine you. And last but not the least, utilize the media around you. So basically, the textbook to study muet, the materials given by the teachers are not adequate. You need to go around, watch movies. I know nowadays the youths Netflix. Okay, even my generation lah, go Netflix, watch movies. Basically other source, read newspapers, check on online news on the internet. There's so many websites where you can read the news. Apply all this, because sometimes you would find words where you're not aware of. You can jot down the words, you can find the meaning, and you can see how they construct their sentence. You can be aware on how they apply every single word. It is quite interesting at times when you understand English, when you practically fall in love with the language, you will go beyond that. You would feel like this is not just a language that I want to speak. This is a language that I want to know. I want to understand. Sometimes it goes way beyond that. So utilize the things around you. Sometimes when you listen to the radio, you feel like, wow, this guy is saying a very, very peculiar yet interesting sentence. Maybe I can think about how to use this sentence sometimes. Sometimes he says a very unique word which you have never heard of. So you can exercise this word in how you speak. You can, how to say, I would say, use it, indoctrinate into your own sentence, in your own statements. So which would be very interesting. So always be aware of how your surroundings work, what you can apply, because I'm telling you, the things that sometimes may be around you, you may not realize how much of a big contribution it can offer you at times. Right? I think we can move on to the next slide. Sure.
Okay. All right. Next slide. Um, oops. Okay. Actually, I also feel nervous, because of all these technical things. This one is from the current slide. Okay, now next slide. Can you see the next slide?
Yes,
Why
why is
is
English
English
important?
okay? Good.
All right. So I think this is somehow just to give you a bigger gist, a bigger idea of what English is. Because Don't ever just think I'm going to study English, I'm going to go for the speaking test, and then after the speaking test, after the other components, after I've done everything, I'm going to forget about this language. No, you cannot do that, because somehow, believe me, this language, you're going to bring it forward for the rest of your life. I am in this university. There are there are so many international students out there, in this university. I think in comparison to Malaysians being here, there are so many international students. Even right now, in my dormitory, my roommate is a Qatari. He's from the Middle East. You cannot, no offense, I don't mean to offend anyone, you cannot speak Bahasa with him. You need to speak, unless you know Arabic, that's a different story. But then, to be practical, you need to speak English. When you meet any other person, you need to speak English. When you meet a Japanese, you may need to speak English, unless you know Japanese, obviously. It is, how I would say is that, very simple. English is a global language. When you go for conferences someday, I'm really hopeful that all of you go to university. And for me, it is for the best. When you reach that point of life, you want to improve yourself, and obtaining a degree is, I would say, another thing that should be on your list of accomplishments. I'm really hopeful. And when you go to university, you need to utilize this language, because honestly, not just Taylor's, I'm pretty sure other universities will have so many events where you need to be extra involved. You need to organize things, you need to attend conferences, you need to speak, you need to be confident, you need to have that sense of braveness that you can go and speak to people. You can just walk to them and you can say, hi, my name is so and so, I would love to talk to you. You can talk to people. Right now, I'm also improving myself here by joining a society called Model United Nation. Basically, you talk about the global issues around you as you represent a country. So these are some of the things that you can do where you can enhance your language ability. That is what I'm doing. Like I always say, there is always room for improvement. No one is perfect in the English language, and that also involves for the other languages. So always seek a way to improve yourself. And that, last but not the least, it is absolutely clear, perceptible that it boosts your CV. When you go for your working life, right? Honestly, yeah, right now itself, the idea of creating a basic CV should be in your mindset, because after your degree, you'll be going to have your working life, or perhaps after your STPM, when you intend to work for a while, maybe, it all depends on you. You need to have a basic CV. And that, when your employer sees you and he was like, wow, your English level is very good, you know honestly, yes, you have all these arrangements of languages, and then you have English. Wow, your English is good. Well, I am certain that you can actually speak to every customer or every client that I have, and then they would have the understanding, the idea, and the tendency to appoint you to join their company or any establishment to work. So that is how it works, and that English works as some sort of a medium as well in Malaysia, because, like I said, you cannot run away from it, right? When you can, yes, you can speak Bahasa to everyone. It is the national language, but at the same time, you have to have that supplementary skill, and that is the English language. Okay, right? So always, like I said once more, I keep emphasizing this. Always find a room for improvement. Sorry, always find the chance to enhance yourself, because there's a room for improvement. I always would like to emphasize this, because no matter what, at the end of the day, you need to think, okay, I can fix this on myself, because there will be times where you will fall, and that you have to rise up. You have to know, I made a mistake in this language, I will fix myself and I'll be better in this language. you know so yes, English is very important, and I'm really hopeful for those uh, who will be undergoing this test. Speak well. um, uh, just be confident in speaking, don't be scared, and that when you speak slowly, because when you speak slowly, you tend to think of what you're about to say. You're being rationalizing what you're about to say. So you know what to say, basically, and that you will be much more confident and speak according to the point. Okay, don't like we say lari tajo, run away from the topic. Speak correctly, which is aligning with the topic. So that is all from me here, teacher. Open to
Okay.
for any questions.
Any more slides? Oh, okay.
I
Before,
think
thank you.
yeah.
Yeah. Any questions from the audience out there? So you can just drop your message there, uh, in the comments. I try to relay the message. Okay. Come on, dear students. Any questions? Okay. Lee Simon says English is important, even in universities. My university uses English. Sorry, my university has a lot of international students. Okay, so
Yes.
they use English all the time, and English is very important. Mother tongue is just to get. Okay, so I think basically Lee Simon says that just repeating your points, saying that English is very important. So he stressed that English is very important. Yes, English is very important. All right, it's not only for MUET. Okay, you don't study for exam. Okay, you also study for your life skills. Okay, so you need to learn how to communicate with people in English. All right, because sometimes if you don't know how to use certain words, miscommunication will happen. All right. For example, when you need to go to the toilet, how did you actually ask for permission? Okay, most of the students, they don't even know how to ask for permission. They will just say, teacher, I want to go to toilet. They are like, demanding. I want to, whether you let me go or not, I just want to go. I want to go to toilet. So that's not asking for permission. Okay, so you need to learn how to speak, all right, how to communicate with people. That is very important. All right. So thank you very much, Isaac, for being here with us. And we really, really appreciate it. And we are so grateful to have you here. So I hope that, all the juniors out there, they will take heed, of your advice. So please listen and make sure you apply whatever Isaac had, taught you, and remember to practice all the time. Okay, you cannot improve your English overnight. You have to practice all the time, and speak, make sure you speak louder. When during your examination, you can't speak so soft, the examiners can't hear you, so please speak louder. I also have students, in my class. They actually prepared, uh, all with all the notes. They prepared, the materials, everything. Somehow they spoke very, very soft. I couldn't hear what they say. Even the classmates couldn't hear what they say. So it's actually a waste of time. You prepared a lot of things, you took time to prepare everything, but you spoke very soft. I don't know whether my students are here or not. I hope that they are listening. So please speak louder. So if you speak louder during your practice session, your teachers can help you, your classmates can also help you. Okay, if you speak softly, inaudibly, people can't hear you, your teachers can't help you, they don't know what are you talking about, they can't they can't help you to make corrections. So you will just continue with those errors, and it will be fossilized definitely, because you are very shy, and you're kind like talking to yourself. People can't hear what you say, you are just like whispering, so that is not a presentation. Okay, it has to be clear, and I'm not asking you to shout. Good voice projection, and make sure it's clear. All right, so please, whatever that this your brother Isaac shared with you, please take note. Okay, it's very important. Any questions out there? Okay, I'm waiting for their questions. Any more comments? All right, we have Pavitran. Okay, hi Pavitran. Pavitran is my student. Okay, so Pavitran, make sure you learn from Isaac, your big brother here. Okay, from as far as I speak English, nervous. Okay, Pavitran, it's very normal. Everyone, will be nervous, right? Isaac, would you like to share something how to overcome, their nervousness when they speak?
Uh,
Just now
okay.
you already shared some,
Just
right?
Yes, just to be clear, Pavitran, I was in your shoes as well. You're not alone, because there will come a time or you'll be very nervous. You will start to stutter. Even sometimes, I will stutter. I'll be like, do I know what I'm talking about? Do the person opposite of me know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you will have that mindset, and that comes in fusion with your nervousness. So you will be thinking, what is going on? Am I doing the right thing? So don't be scared. When you're feeling nervous, like I said initially, just speak slowly. You're going on a very fast, you're speaking very fast, so you just try to slow down, mellow down, and then think, okay, I need to calm down first, take a breather first. Okay, take a split second breather, and then start talking normally. And another part, like what teacher Yenny mentioned was, the voice projection. Sometimes when you become nervous and you tend to talk to yourself only, your voice, just slows down and you're talking to yourself, and that the examiner won't understand what you're saying. Yes, so when you want to avoid the nervousness, speak clearly. Speak, because when you speak to everyone around you, your nervousness will instantly drop to the bottom. You won't feel that anymore. And then you'll feel like, what, this is just for me simple as ABC. I can just talk, I can just walk and say thank you for this opportunity to speak. You'll forget that it's a test at times. That's what I experienced when I was involved in my speaking test. Yes, once again, without a speck of doubt, you would feel nervous. Yes, it is okay. But then sometimes, your legs will start moving, your legs will start to tremble, and then your hands, start to get sweaty. Sometimes my hands get sweaty. That is how I know that I'm nervous. Just take a deep breath, speak slowly. You can do it. Don't worry.
Yes, yes. You can actually control your anxieties. Like for example, now
Yes.
actually I'm also anxious because I need to handle all this, technical thingy. Okay. And you know that I just, learned this during MCO. So I'm trying, to use it frequently. Therefore, you have to practice your English. So you practice frequently, you practice with your friends, practice in front of a mirror, okay? You practice with your buddies, okay? Those who can speak English with you, so that you can overcome your nervousness. All right, like for example, I learned how to use this StreamYard, how to use all these YouTube, all right, all this technical stuff. I learned and I practice it. So actually I'm nervous now, because I need to control these two screens. Okay, where are the slides, all that. When I see the slides, I can't see Isaac, I can't see myself. Okay, so all these, all right, I have to practice. So I am actually nervous as well. But you see that, I can control myself. All right. I can control my nervousness. Okay. So the key is actually practice. So practice makes perfect. So make sure you practice. When it comes to practice, you need to practice in the class. Make sure you do your best. You don't just say that, oh, it's just another round of practice. Never mind. I can just do it lackadaisically. It's okay. All right. It is not okay, actually. When it is a practice time, you do your best so that you know, okay, where is your level? Okay, have you improved yourself or you're getting worse? All right, and make sure that you are actually, cooperating with your teachers in school so that they can help you. When they ask you to practice, make sure you do it. You don't be so reluctant to practice in front of your friends, or so reluctant to practice in front of teachers. Your teachers are there to help you. Just like Isaac is here, he is helping you, giving you all the tips and strategies, giving you how to ace in your examinations, and your teachers are willing to help you. Okay, they are not there to put you down. All right, but sometimes I have to give them comments, so I can't always tell you, I can't give you false praise. It's not good for you because you are preparing yourselves, all right, for examination. So teachers cannot give you false praise. All right, they will give you the comments, and so you need to take heed and improve. Okay, so Alif, you're also nervous. I think Alif is also my student. All right. Most of my students, they are actually nervous. Okay. Pavitran says, thank you for the tips, Isaac, brother. Brother Isaac.
Yeah,
Okay. Yes. Lee Simon says, yes, practice makes perfect. Yes, you need to practice. Okay. The key is practice. And I'm sure that Isaac always speaks English, right?
yes.
Do you?
Honestly, I do speak numerous language. Actually, at this point, I'm learning German. You know, for me, I'm trying to enhance,
You try to be
understanding more
polyglot, is
languages.
it?
Yeah, something sort of that way, teacher. Because honestly, um, there is still room of improvement. Like I said, I am still trying to make my English better day by day. But then
That's the
I
aim.
I was I was beyond of understanding English. I fell in love with the language at one point because my parents said, "Son, speak English." And my mom said, "Speak English, Isaac. It's okay. One day you will understand how important this language is." And today, it is become something like my identity. You know, Somehow the first word that comes out of my mouth is an English word. I speak to everyone.
Oh,
I
great.
I am basically, I would say, an extrovert. Yes, and that I would speak to anyone, and definitely English is like the main language for me. So yes.
Okay, good. So you keep on practicing. Okay, we have this one question from Blackwing. Is it okay? Preparation time 2 minutes. Okay, Blackwing says I don't know whether Blackwing is a he or she. Okay, saya tulis point dalam BM dan translate saja. So what do you think, Isaac? Tulis dalam BM, translate sahaja. Okay, for me, personally, as a teacher, I don't encourage you to write in BM and then translate because for you to translate, you need time to translate and you only have 2 minutes to present. Okay, so these 2 minutes, you don't really have time to translate. So it's better for you to think in English. For example, if certain words which is very hard for you, okay, you can use it in BM, but when the time comes, you will feel more nervous when you need to present. So preparation time is the time for you to calm down. All right, only that 2 minutes. You need to calm down. You need to think in English. So imagine if you write in BM and then when you present, you have that 2 minutes to present. Do you think that you are able to translate, each and every word in BM to English? Okay, it's very difficult to translate. In order to be a translator, we have to undergo certain courses to be a translator. So it's not easy to translate now, dear Blackwing. I hope that you understand. So you have to learn how to think in English. All right, and another, another tip, for you to overcome your nervousness. Remember, before your examination, you'll be in the holding room, okay, or you call it, sequestered room. All right, there you will meet your friends, right? So when you meet your friends, you try, to get to know them. But those students at school, definitely you will know your friends. Um, those private candidates, you don't know your members. So during the holding, the sequestered, during the time in the sequestered room, just make sure that you get to know your members. All right, get to know your classmates as well, those in the group. You know your members, right? Four in a group or three in a group, you know them. So practice with them. Okay, make sure you practice with them so that you know who is more advanced, the weaker candidates, some people who are more introvert, you need to prompt them. So you need to learn how to prompt your friends to speak up. Okay. Yes, Lee Simon, sometimes the sentences looks weird after translating. Yes. Yeah, thank you, Lee Simon. Yeah, it's weird if you have direct translation. So Blackwing, try not to translate. You don't have enough of time to translate. Within that 2 minutes, you have to present in English. So the 2 minutes for your preparation, you have to think in English. Okay. So I hope we are answering your question. What about you, Isaac? What do you think? Am I right? Now,
Honestly, I would
here,
agree. I
maybe you
would
want
agree
to
with you
argue with
because
me.
no, no, it's actually it's very practical because 2 minutes, whether you know it or not, it'll fly fast. By the time you start writing the first word right, and then you will know time will fly fast. So you need to
Yes.
be very, very fast. You have to be, you have to be. I mean, honestly, when you are
Quick
writing
witted
down
lah.
the notes, right? Yeah, don't write the entire full word. Sometimes try to find a short form of that word, and then you just note it down, because if you want to write like one paragraph, you're going to lose the 2 minutes just like that. So yes,
Yeah.
about bahasa, like Lee Simon said, yes, it would make the sentence very, very weird. Try to avoid it. I understand maybe the person was very used to bahasa, but then at the
Mhm.
same time you need to understand that the function of bahasa Melayu and English is very far off. There is a big contradiction there. It's very contradictory. So try to speak in English and prepare. Maybe before the exam itself, try to train yourself in English. You apply the bahasa word, and then you try to Google. Try to use Google Translate, perhaps it may help. Sometimes some of these methods would actually be very helpful to you. So I hope that try to avoid that. That is what I'm trying to say, and that if it's like a last resort for you, train in bahasa, okay, but not on during the 2 minutes period. That is just very critical in my opinion. So yes,
Yeah, better practice in English. Okay,
yes.
practice how to think in English. All right, then you write in English. Okay, Blackwing. I hope that it helps. Okay, my English 40 marks. Okay, Chia Yao just sharing his English marks, 40 marks. All right. So any more questions that you would like to ask? So, this session is like, how to overcome your nervousness, mostly about how to overcome your nervousness. Okay. So it's natural. All right. You are nervous when you need to speak. And I know that this language is not your mother tongue. So I do understand that. All right. Therefore, the teachers are quite lenient in the class. You just need to make sure that your voice is audible during the speaking practice, okay, in the class and during the examination. Okay, so when you practice in the class, your teachers can help to correct you. That is the most important thing. Do not be afraid of your teachers because your teachers are there to help you. Okay, if you make mistakes, it's okay because everyone makes mistakes in learning, so it's fine. Okay, any more questions out there? You can ask. Any more questions? How many candidates and how many viewers out there? Let me check. About ten viewers. Okay, no questions, right? I hope all the tips and the strategies can help you in your speaking examination. Okay, would you like to, uh, Isaac, would you like to give them your ID, Telegram ID, so that they can contact you?
Honestly, I rarely use Telegram actually, although I'm in university, because I only have like a law group inside. But perhaps you guys can contact me via Instagram, if that's
Oh,
I think
Instagram, yes.
yes. So my
Instagram.
Instagram is, yeah, my Instagram is I for island, a small I, and number five double AC, which represents my name, Isaac, right?
Okay.
So the S becomes the five. So you guys can find me on Instagram.
Uh,
Or basically, if you type my
I
full
lowercase,
name on Instagram, yes, teacher.
right? I lowercase, right? I5 and then no, I'm typing for
Sorry,
them. I
Jenny. I5, I5 double AC, and
double
you put
A
a dash, yeah,
C.
and then you put INC. But honestly, if it's very difficult, you guys can just type my name, Isaac M A Pilaluz, on Instagram, and I think you'll just pop up. Actually,
Okay. Do you have
yeah,
TikTok? You
I
can
think
share
I'm
your
the only one
TikTok
with
with
that
them.
name. So
Do you have TikTok? You can share your TikTok with them as well.
oh, no, I do not have TikTok.
If you have, you
Yes.
can share with them. Any other any other medium where you can
Uh,
actually where they
you
can
guys can
contact you.
contact me. You guys can contact me on Facebook as well. That's my name basically. So feel free to contact me on Facebook. I'm open to having a conversation to help you guys. I'll try my best to help you guys.
Yes,
I love to
yes.
help people.
Isaac
So
Isaac
yes.
is really helpful, even during his school days. he always, help teachers and the juniors. Okay, it's very blessed to have Isaac here. So thank you very much for being here with us. And I think no more questions. All right, no more questions. So thank you very much, Isaac, for being here. We are so grateful to have you, and we hope that all of us definitely will pray for you, including your juniors out there. Okay, we pray for you all the best. All right, in your future undertakings. So we hope that you will make us proud. All right. Thank you very much for being here. And I think that's all. We would like to say goodbye to the audience. Uh, Tuesday is my English day. Okay, Chia Yao, good. Tuesday is your English day. So keep it up. All right. So don't be afraid of English. All right. Try not to be Anglophobe. Okay. Love English so that you can improve your English. Okay, and do not be afraid of your English teachers. They are there to help you. Don't be afraid to speak English. Okay, because you need to communicate in English when you go to university. All right, even when you go out and work, all right, you have to use English because you want to go to international level. Okay, and I'm sure that you want to sell more items. All right, when you are in the working world, you prefer to promote your products, all right, internationally. You don't want to promote your products locally. Okay, because locally it's not enough for you. You want to make it international, you want to make it big. Okay, and we hope all the best, okay, to all of you. Good luck in your muet. Okay, any questions? If any questions, you can always go to the Telegram. You have the muet group, right? You can ask questions there. So there are administrators there to help. Okay, sometimes I have too much of things, okay, to do, so I can't answer all the questions, but there are seniors there to help you. So Isaac, if you would like to join the group later, I'll PM you the group. If you want to help the students there, you may do so. You can just chat with them using the group. So thank you very much for being here with us. So we would like to say goodbye and good luck to you. Just goodbye. Okay, I don't have outro here, so I would like to end the broadcast now. Bye, everyone. See you on Tuesday. Okay, next Tuesday, same time. Okay, goodbye. Let me end the broadcast. Oh,